Technology is constantly advancing and changing the world around us. One of the fastest advances in technology over the past decade is the internet, and in particular the revolution of the social networking websites. It is the #1 activity on the web and is changing the way we communicate with others. So what exactly is social networking?
Social networking is it's where you can keep in touch with your friends, even if they've moved away or if you've not seen them in a long while. It's a good way to keep in touch.
Websites that you can talk to each other on and different people if they're abroad and that.
It's basically a way for people to keep in touch and find out what other people are doing, and a way to advertise. It's basically a way to find out what things are happening in the local area and what things are happening in a widespread area.
It's just like networking socially is generally what I would interpret as.
It's a kind of new age way of keeping in touch with people and socialising, I guess.
To me, there's two different types of social networking. There is your friends, keeping up with links and videos, sharing information, that kind of thing. And then you've got your professional aspect. Like there's a website called LinkedIn, which is just where you go to connect to people within your sort of your professional sphere. So if you're, again, TV production, so you can set up what kind of things you've done within the TV industry, and then it connects with people who also have that subheading. So if there's any work or anything like that. So I think that side of things of social networking is going to expand quite dramatically over the next couple of years. I mean, there's always going to be YouTube, and I think Facebook's here for another wee while, and I hope Twitter doesn't go anywhere because I love Twitter.
With 90% of users signed up for at least one social networking website, what exactly do we use them for?
I use Facebook to keep in touch with friends, people from uni, family, that kind of thing.
Regularly I use Facebook and Twitter, more so Twitter recently. I started off on Facebook about 4 years ago, and that's me just hit Twitter, my Twitterversary, first year about a month ago. So yeah, I use them quite a lot.
Usually just to talk to my friends and catch up and stuff.
They're good for keeping in contact with people, and it's good for finding out what's happening and basically like nightlife or whatever.
Just for keeping in touch with friends, sort of finding out what events are going on, and just, you know, those sort of things really, and, you know, just communicating with people and keeping in touch and what they're up to, especially people that, you know, don't stay close by or quite far away. It's kind of a good way to do it.
Just basically everyone has Facebook, so it's a really good way of keeping in touch with people in your course, or, you know, and also family too, and old friends, stuff like that.
Facebook, it's more to keep in touch with all my friends. I've got a lot of friends that kind of live all over the place and have moved away for university, and they sort of moved from MySpace to Facebook, so I just followed them like a wee lamb.
With so many people using them worldwide, what are the advantages and disadvantages to these websites?
I think they're a good thing. I mean, there's been a lot of scares recently with how much information, who the information belongs to when you write something up, like statuses or tweets.
I think it's good in the way that it's a cheap way of staying in touch with people. It's easy, it's quite like instantaneous. You can do it, you know, right there and then, and you can also speak to a lot of people that you might not have spoken to before. It's an easy way of getting in touch with people that you haven't spoken to in a long time.
I think they're good because, as I said, you can get in contact with anybody really.
I think it's a good idea because it's one way of like catching up with your friends instead of using your phone when you've got no credit or something. So.
Bad in that it's almost like an anti-social networking kind of thing, because you spend a lot of time behind a computer screen. You're able to create this kind of, I don't know, image. Anyone can do it. Almost rather than spending time out and about, getting out and doing things and socialising, you spend a lot of time talking to people behind a screen.
Your online profile can say a lot about you, from your photos, videos, comments and personal details. Is it safe to have these details published online?
A law's just passed saying that any information that you put out on Twitter is now up for public domain, so it can be used for or against you in a court case, whether your account's locked or not. So it can be a good or bad thing. I have to say, I've got a habit of venting quite a lot on Twitter.
I think you get a lot of like leeway, and you can choose how private it can be, how accessible it is to people that you don't know. You can, you know, there's a lot of options.
I always set them as private because I don't want everybody like looking about and getting your information. I think that's a bit bad.
It's kind of dodgy, some of the people that have got profiles, which you can block it though, which is okay, so you can make everything private, which is a lot better than just having all your profile pictures out there.
I was informed that if you connect to Facebook through your phone, all the telephone numbers get uploaded, which means people could phone my mum, and I don't want people phoning my mum. So once I'd figured out about that, I went on and I changed all the security protocols on that so that everything's on private and no one can have my telephone number. People I know don't even have my telephone number, so yeah, it's that kind of stuff. When it's automatic and you informed about what's going to happen with this information, that's kind of scary.
You get to choose how private or how not so private something is, so I think it's down to the person to make sure that they are safe.
Social networking is here to stay and will continue to change our lives as technology advances. It will continue to change the way we work, play and communicate with others. Social networking websites provide us with an easy way to connect to each other quickly and efficiently, and in moderation it is beneficial to everyone.